Long before the introduction of the internet, comics used to be the number one source of entertainment. It's much different from now, where comic reading has become a hobby and scrolling on your phone has become the norm. But back in the day, people had comics.
Back in the 80s and the 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s, there were like sari-sari stores that we used to hang these comics just like a laundry for people just to, take it and read there and just pay a few centavos to read it. And that created this really vast economy of comics. It's not just through renting, but also through creating, publishing, writing, drawing. And it's very important because comics industry provided a lot of work for many people back then. And I think rental for comics, the banquet comics, was more popular because they see it as disposable because of the cheap materials. Whereas the mall comics, the Superman, all these Avengers, etc., they're expensive and they're seen as collectibles.
People during that time, wala pang social media, wala pang internet, so they need an alternative form of entertainment. Which sabihin natin na mga Pilipino nung time na yun, mahilig magbasa. Kahit comics man lang yan. So yung literacy rate ng mga Pilipino ay mataas. Kasi bawat story, bawat panel na tinitingnan nila, hindi lang yung artwork, kundi pati yung story, yung dialogue, talagang na binabasa nila na maigi.
The print era only had its time cut short because of its laborious production and the feasibility of it in the long run. Comics always relied on print for its easy and cost-efficient production. But ever since the digital era cut the need for manual labor, printed comics started to fade away. Still, the cultural significance of print-era comics simply can't be understated. While some comiqueros may have been inspired by other international media, most fall back to Philippine comics for its versatility as a medium. Some even gaining inspiration from classic comiqueros.
The local comics that really got me interested, that made it feel possible to make something out of comics, was Pugad Baboy by Paul Medina Jr. Kasi I when I was a kid, iniiwan ako ng parents ko to have free time sa school library, where instead of I would be reading books or like yung mga textbooks ko, I'd actually be looking for the Pugad Baboy.
But I think print and comics are just changing through the time, but it's still present. It's very much present among young people right now. In fact, I'm proud to say that a lot of the comics creators right now are quite young, and a lot of young women. And that's very important because much of comics history is really dominated by men.
The appeal of comics was that it was easy to follow. The readers could see themselves in the stories. What made comics loved was that it was relatable.
Tayo, ibang style ang natin eh. Storytelling, para tayong nanonood ng isang telenovela. Kahit na sabihin natin, predictable yung storytelling ng mga Pilipino. But with Filipino creativity, they were able to package it in such a way na mas maging appealing sa mga Filipinos. Kasi nakaka-relate sila. It is all about the Filipino society. It's all about the everyday life of a Filipino. Whether it's all about family or a couple or mag-asawa or sabihin natin kahit horror yan, the haunted house, still the Filipinos could be able to relate. So, yun yung kagandahan ng Filipino comics.
Comics haven't necessarily disappeared. They've just evolved from their past. But just like other mediums from its time and even those that came after it, like the radio or the newspaper, younger generations aren't really caring about it. It's clear that this disconnect in readership came about from many factors: digitization and accessibility.
I started noticing the changes in the comics industry siguro mga mid-90s, the start of the internet boom. Unti-unti na nawawala yung tinatawag na print comics. So, unti-unti na di-digitize na yung comics.
Comics right now has become so niche and classed. Recently, last week, was Peacock, the Philippine International Comics Festival. It's inside a very classy mall. It is for free, yes, but that mall is so hard to get to. That's one. And secondly, it's a mall. So if you really want to reach the people, that's different. It's going to take a different story as well. Comics are a symptom of what a society or a culture wants to say. Because we have comics, every culture would have comics, but not all our comics are the same. It becomes a lens for us to understand who we are as a nation and who else can we be.
We've explored the niche world of Philippine comics, But why does it still stay niche? Although comics are here to stay, there's a reason why it's only found in little niches you likely wouldn't check out. But the only way to figure it through is to, well, actually check it out.